So welcome back to the channel. I'm going to do an experiment with the store heating today. Now I've sort of been playing around with the new heat pump for the last few weeks. I thought I'd put it through some paces. So what I've done is I've decided to turn off the heating and turn off the hot water and set up an automation to heat the store and run the heating from the store and see how long that lasted and how much that potentially would cost. So the idea is that I heat the store on a cheaper rate at night time, and then that would run my heating until it was depleted, and then the heat pump would take back over. The heat pump's currently not running, so we've got no input, no outputs, no flow or anything, but the actual flow temperature going into my heating is currently 34.6 degrees. So let me show you what I've done. So in node red, I've turned off the hot water, I've turned off the heating, and I set up this automation. So at midnight, which is when my low tariff started, I requested that the thermal store or the thermal store, the heat battery, gets heated, and it gets heated to 68 degrees. The heat pump can do 75 degrees without any other electrical assistance. Once that threshold has been hit, it turns off. So that's the store part done. And then at 7 AM this morning, I requested to start the heating system running from the store. And then what happens is once the upper store sensor falls below 34 degrees, it turns off. So that's been going on for a while. So the store is currently 28 low and 58 high. As I said, the flow temperature going into the heating system is currently 34 degrees, so that's around all my radiators, my underfloor. The time it took to heat the store in the first place, from about 34 degrees up to 65, took 2 hours and 17 minutes. So far this morning, the store has been running the heating for 2 hours and 42 minutes. So I'm going to keep those numbers important, because I'll need to log those, because what I will try and do is then run the heating normally tomorrow from the heat pump and see how many kilowatt hours it uses and that sort of thing. So if I go to Open Energy Monitoring, this is last night's loading of the store, and we can see that it used 8.7 kilowatt hours. I produced 24.6, and the COP was only 2.8. Now people might say, well, that's really poor COP, and it's not very efficient. But if I go to some notes, so that 8.7 kilowatts at 9p only cost me 78 pence to heat that store up. If I'd done it on the normal rate, that would have cost me £2.61. So obviously I know what the charge time is or was, but I don't know how much running time is going to be from the store until it's depleted. So that's what the notes I need to finish off. So the current store is running at about 33 degrees. If I go back to Home Assistant and back to Grafana, we can see if I do 12 hours, so we can see at past midnight the store starts to get heated up. starts off at about 26 lower and about 31 upper, so starts to get heated up, and about 2:20 to 3 a.m. it's at 66 degrees. It's actually at 68 top. Then it tails off. I'm guessing it's stabilizing in. There's two tanks joined together, so stabilizing between them. We can see that the heat and flow temperature is obviously tailing off. I was running my heating normally up until this point from the heat pump, so it's running at about 35 degrees, and then obviously it's shut down. Let's put it back on 6 hours. So then the heating did come on at 7 a.m. as requested. It took a while to stabilize. I just wanted to get the TMV around about 33 degrees, 34 degrees. Haven't played with this for a while, not with the new heat pump anyway. And we can see the store starting to drop. The bottom of the store drops off within about an hour, but the top of the store stays pretty constant. I mean, 65 there, 63, 62. So that's being updated every 10 seconds. So we're actually at 59.6 at the moment, and we're over 2 hours in. So I'm going to continue to run that, and then what I'll do is I'll do a part 2 video later and see what the results are. Please comment and subscribe. It's really useful to me. I'm not doing this content for money. I'm just playing around with systems, and obviously I install heat pumps all the time. So I'm just trying different things, and this is effectively trying to like charge a battery at night and then use the battery during the day. That's how I'm seeing it. I just want to see if there is a significant difference in running cost. So yeah, please comment and subscribe, and I will see you in part 2.